I'm back. I don't know. We just continue where we left off, I suppose. We should get this brand call. There we go. It's right there. We want to change it to something a little more pleasing. Nah, it ain't no good. That'll work, I suppose. Okay, let's get to work. Back to the comments. There we go. And we'll go to, there we go. We're on there. All right, we're good to go. I can see the comments now. Been thinking about this gun sight. You got no idea how much I've been thinking about it. You don't want that thing rattling around in the cockpit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill this little back part out and insert a dowel, an 1/8-inch dowel, drill a hole in that and glue it down so it has something to peg to. I don't want the damn thing floating around in there. So let's see here. Get the dowel. Make sure I got dowel rod. I could even use a piece of carbon, I guess. Now we got dowel. So I need an 1/8-inch drill bit. We got the 1/8-inch here. We'll need that to drill a few slots too, so it don't matter. Boy, this $20 drill, I sure can smell the ozone in it. That'd be maybe more difficult than I think. It doesn't want to play right. So how am I going to do that? I guess I'm going to have to sneak up on it. Try a 16th, then a 3/32, then an 1/8. Don't do as I do as I say. Don't do this stuff next to your stomach. We might have to Dremel that in. Because it don't want to cooperate. Okay, let's try a 3/32 bit. Yo, I may not be able to do it. If I could get a, hey Don, hold it with pliers. No. That's not the problem. It's eating away the inside. Holding is not an issue. And it don't want to cooperate. Okay, nothing is going to beat me. We will get a bit out of the Dremel and I'll grind it in there. Okay. Hey, did you guys know if you polish a turd long enough, you'll have a shiny turd? Yeah, man. Okay, what do we got here for bits? I suppose I could use that one. I'd really rather have a straight bit, but I don't have one here. So I'll use a cone. Give me a second, guys. I gotta get this thing prepared. Maybe I lost it because now I don't see it. You can't set anything down. There it is. Not in this place. Well, it looks like I'm not going to be able to get it drilled out to 1/8 inch, so I'm going to use a piece of carbon. I got some 16th inch carbon tube here. Maybe. No, crap. Try again. You guys just come on here to see if I'm going to hurt myself. And that's okay. Oh, we got this little stuff here. Okay, let's use a piece of this. We'll just snip off a piece. But you got to have something to anchor it. So I've ground out the inside. We're going to see if we can stick this piece of carbon tube in there somehow. Damn, I dropped it. There it is. Piece of carbon tube inside to anchor it. Epoxy that or CA it or something. I guess epoxy would probably be better than CA. Epoxy's some amazing stuff. So we'll mix up a little bit of that. I think I want Shears and Bob Smith adhesives. Got lots of glue. I made another dashboard. Like I told you, I left the other one over John's. So we got to get that one cut and that put in. Okay. So I need to be the human clamp for 5 minutes again, and I apologize. But I just hold it like that for until it sets up a little bit. Like right now, I can let it go. It would be such a catastrophe to build this airplane, put all this work into it, and have this float around in the canopy all summer long in the cockpit. I would be bumming. So you gotta think of these things ahead of the game. Well, you don't want to stand up yet at all. The more I look at this airplane, how the paint job came out, it didn't come out too bad so far. First coat of paint, it's really in great shape. Normally I try to just do one coat, but on this airplane I want it extra special, so we're going to get a second coat of paint, fix all the buggers, and second coat of paint, and then the clear. I mean, with each substantial coat, as you build up, you're building a base. It gets better and better. Come on. Set up. Come on, get in there. I'm gonna have to wipe my fingerprints off the gun sight. We don't want the pilot to miss his target. Well, I was reading all those rule changes. I guess they're for the better. Have you any of you guys ever used those spectra lines? I guess the combat guy's been using them for years. I don't know. I get, just old school. It's hard for me to imagine flying on fishing wire. Okay. I'm holding. Ain't dry yet. Yeah, we gotta find the center, drill a hole, 16th inch hole. I gotta snip that off though. I certainly don't want it hanging down in the cockpit. So we got 10 guys on here. Have any of you used spectra lines? Because you can use 13,000 spectra lines. I'm thinking about, wow, that's pretty good. And as long as it'll pull 100 Gs, and I guess 13,000s will. So if you could do that, that would eliminate half the tip weight. So we're definitely going to try them. I'll take one of my junky airplanes and try it. Except I don't have any junky airplanes. Okay. A couple more minutes here and we'll glue this. We'll drill a hole and install this thing. Not using fishing line. Well, I talked to Hunt. He seems to think they're good. When the spec comes out and I get a part number and the correct knot and all that stuff comes out on the EMA site, I'll look into using them. We'll try it. Supposed to be able to pull 100 pounds with them. So if you can pull 100 pounds, that's more than twice the pull of one of these airplanes. I'm gonna have to give this a second coat of black before I set it in there. Kind of faded through. Okay, let's drill a hole. So I need a 16th inch drill bit. We'll use a hand drill. Got right here. We'll come right here and zoom in a little bit. You guys need to be part of the action. Yeah. Okay, cut some of this off. That wasn't smart. There we go. Man, I hope that's centered. Yep. Looks close enough. So I need to paint another coat of black on it. I'm not happy with how it looks. It's we can get the dashboard ready while all this is drying. Yeah. Let's see here. This one put it down here. Maybe. Oh, no. Black. There we go. Okay. I sure hope you guys are watching me on a computer screen that's in your shop and you're sanding. Because you're going to get nothing done watching me. But I do appreciate you watching. Don't get me wrong. Second coat, that helped a lot. Did anybody go look and see what a P-47 gun sight looks like? Probably not. Okay, got that done. Let's do the dashboard. Now all I did for this dashboard is glued it onto a piece of wood. And we'll cut it out. As you can tell, I have no place to work, so we got to do it in hand. Not that it's a big deal. In fact, this is kind of handy to cut it with scissors. Okay, so my Russian lines are 50-pound 014, yeah, 14.5 thousandths. Well, Hunt says there's 13 thousandths wire that's 100 pounds. So I believe him. Let's see here. I need a knife. There we go. Cut that out of there. I don't know, it just doesn't sound very safe to me, but he assures me that it is. Okay, I now need to paint this, but we're not going to paint it. We're going to use a Sharpie. First, I'm going to round the edges here. So it doesn't look like I haphazardly put this together, which I did not. I just take a Sharpie and go around the edge. Now this is the exact same method I used in my Monado. Took a real dash, real instrument cluster, and put it on a piece of wood, glued it to a piece of wood, and same exact thing, and it looks just fine. I used to, it doesn't weigh much. Everything weighs, but it's not a gram. It's maybe a tenth of a gram. I'm thinking about a throttle quadrant, and as much as I'd like to, I think I'm just going to leave it out. Just more baloney to break off and fall into the cockpit and jumble around. Okay. Let's see if it fits. Perfect. Let's see if we can get a look inside there. I don't know, can we see that in there? Need to center it up. It'll be fine. Let's see, where's it in the center? That's pretty good where it's at. But we got some dirt in there we gotta get out. I don't want that flipping around inside there. Okay, that's off. Glue this in. That'll finally get glued in. So Okay, let's put this in. First piece. I'm gonna go around the other side. I'm gonna mix up a little epoxy, go around the other side. See where it looks best centered. If I was a pilot, needs to go over to this way a little bit. A little more. That's pretty good right there. Okay, that's where it's gonna go, where it's gonna live right there. So let's see, the easiest way to do this would be to lay it down, drop the epoxy on it, and flip it back. And all these one chance things really blow me away. I hate it. Let's see. Turn it up on its nose. Yep, that's it. Okay, mix up a little epoxy. Certainly don't want that flying around in there. I should be able to do two things at once. I should be able to get this and the backrest. And I just put my finger in the paint. Damn. I'll be putting that black paint on my airplane somewhere. If I haven't done that already. Okay, there's that. Don't globule all over. Shit. That may be the easiest way, but it sure might be the messiest way. Yeah. Okay. See how it looks from that side. See if I moved it too much. Damn. Shit's all in the way. That looks pretty good. Let's glue the backrest in. We'll get the pilot on a second mixing. Don't want to press my luck. We'll do the pilot and the gun sight in one epoxy mixing. Okay. Take the stick thing off. Well, what do you think I can get this thing down to in weight? Think I can make my 64-ounce weight limit? But it doesn't matter, but we're going to try. There we go. That probably will help me from flipping this thing off on the floor. Is this stuff dry? Not yet. I guess I could wick a little CA in there after it dries. Yeah, I waited over at John's, but let's wick a little CA down there. Now this guy here, this is going to be the tough one to get on without getting the glue smeared all over the floor. You get one chance to set this down. One chance, Charlie. No. There we go. So I got one chance to do this. We're going to keep it off the front as much as possible, because in the back it won't show. 61 and a half. We'll see what it weighs after I get this stuff glued on. Probably around 62 something now. So I got 2 ounces to play with. Hey, Marcel. Let me make sure this all fits. I don't want to glue him in there and then have it not fit. But I've checked it several times, but Danny, if you're watching, get out of the chair and get in the garage, would you? You're not going to have an airplane for next year. I almost made a tragic mistake. You guys didn't catch it, but I'll tell you what it was. I had a third window taped off right above the the pilot's head, and it was incorrect, so I took that tape off. And that would have been a killer. I'd have painted that thing and went, oh, shoot. Okay, let's glue this in and the pilot, I suppose. And we'll do a little touch up if it needs it on the green here. There's a little flake of green that got off of there somehow. Of course, I don't know. Nobody noticed it. Yeah, we'll fix it. I don't want Jim to go, hey, what are you doing with the cockpit? I think we'll glue this in last. Pilot first, this last. So we want to put this where everybody watch where I'm putting this, so when I lose it, you can tell me where it's at. It's sitting right there on the wing. That's how bad it's getting. Okay, let's cut up another piece of manila folder. This thing is, I got paint on it. I don't want to get this paint on my airplane. Scissors, where'd they go? Come on. They gotta be right here. They're there. It balances nose heavy right now. I'm gonna be taking off some weight with the tank and the prop and the spinner to try to get the balance where it belongs. So we might be under where I need to be. And that'll come out with the sanding, I suppose. Okay. So we need a new stick. We got the pilot. We're going to get him epoxied in. That's the hardener, so it makes a little less hardener, so I got a little more work time. Mix this up really good. We don't want them flying out of there. That would be a total bummer. I've seen so many airplanes where the pilot has ejected and is flapping around in the cockpit. Okay, here goes nothing. Should have left a little space for glue. I didn't. So I gotta go with what I got. Okay, for you guys faint of heart, you get one chance to set this pilot in. He's glued to a piece of 64th plywood there. Make sure his head clears. Oh yeah. We're good there. The one chance theory also goes with the gun sight. Not too much glue so it smooths everywhere. That's too much glue. Let's get this camera over here. Come on. That looks pretty realistic, eh? Let me see how he looks on screen. Yeah, it looks pretty good. We got the gun sight, we got the pilot, we got the bulletproof thing back there. Now just wait for the epoxy to dry and make sure that it's locked in there. It's about dry. And the nice thing about it is I don't have any smoothie epoxy all over from underneath the pilot or See, that's what normally happens is you push the pilot in and you move him side to side, and the glue runs out from underneath him, and it looks like crap. So if you take your time and you position your pilot the first time and set him right straight down, you got it. You'll notice he's not quite in square because his head's turned, so I cocked him a little bit so it looks like his right or his left hand's out or doing a throttle or something. It's perfect. Perfect. Got it. Hit it right the first time. Let's see here. 15 watchers. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share the videos. Share them to Facebook, Snapchat, WeChat, all that other nonsense chatting stuff. Of course, Facebook has changed its name because I've told you that it's a CIA operation. Now the company's Meta, which it used to be LifeLog, which is done by DARPA. If you guys don't want to listen, your data is they're tracking you all over the planet. And you don't even have to be logged in to Facebook. Of course, they're tracking everybody, but make it harder on the bastards. So, for the canopy now, yeah, that's good. Don't hit them. In a minute here, I'm going to pick this airplane up by the pilot. And if it don't pass that test, it wasn't glued good enough. Pretty soon we can start my favorite thing. Probably by tomorrow night, I'll be sanding. I could probably start sanding now. But we'll give it one more day. We'll rest. The canopy blend in, that's what's it's going to be a trip. Yeah, I know. They're trying to do away with cash. I was at the convenience store yesterday. The girl was getting a candy bar on a debit card. Give me a break. Get some money. People are stupid. You know, when the bank card first came out, it was free. It's kind of like HBO and cable TV. When it first came out, you paid for it so you didn't have commercials. Now you're paying for it, plus they're selling commercials. It's a ripoff. Even HBO's got stupid commercials. Okay, what are we going to do here? Is it dry? Pretty dry. Will it? You think I can pick it up by the pilot? Yeah. So he's in there good enough now. Let's make the seats in there good enough. might break that because it's only 16th. Okay, we're good to go on that. Now, I suppose we've been on 57 minutes. I don't want to get into stippling and canopy install tonight. I'll stipple it off camera. You guys didn't know how to do that. If you don't, you'll figure it out. Let's get some. I like sanding. Let's get a little sandpaper on there and see what it sands like. Any of the spots. $600. We'll just do the little buggers. I know, we'll go around and tape them first. Okay, I'm going to do the ones on the top tonight. Yeah, get some tape on this cockpit. Okay. Put it back over here. Get this here so we can raise it up. It ain't like I got a lot of room here. Okay, let's get the little tape spots going. Yeah, I sand her with 36 grit and sand her down to 80 ocean floor to the ceiling. Polish a turd long enough, you'll still have a shiny turd. I might sand down to 2,000 before the next coat. We'll get her polished up. Now, my buddy Jim Lynch, that's on here, he has tried my painting system. It is a proven system. It works every time if you guys follow the directions. People ask me, what is your system? 1 quart of paint is all you get. And when you hit your target weight, quit painting. So we got that. And let's see here. I guess all this up here, I'll be able to get all that. I saw a spot here. Oh, I know I gotta smooth in some stuff there. Get this right here. I'm sure this side has got it. Probably all up along here. Yep, all along in there. Yeah, I guess I hit that. That's where the green is going to come in, so I have to run that green right along that break. Actually, no, that's where the rondelle is going to be. So I wish the light in here was better. It is dark in here. I remember seeing one back here. What side was it? Right there. I need some fingernail files. I'm going to have to file that. Uh-huh. Yeah. We're going to spot here. I know this is all bad back here. I've seen it before. That tip come out real nice. That's how you know you got a decent paint job. Now there's no clear on this yet, but you can't feel the transition. That's nice and smooth. Of course, I'll sand that again. It's all going to get a coat, so it's all going to get sanded. I just want to do all the detail spots first, just like I did the first time. These these are not the same spots that I did the last time. These are different spots. Let's see, we need to zoom that out so you can see a little more what I'm doing. With as poor as the light is in here, I'm still using it to my advantage. Trying to, anyway. So I'm canneling it up, looking down the side of it to see if there's any waves, nicks, bumps, what have you that can be got out. I remember that. Yeah, there's one right there. I remember there was one there, so we gotta get that. I still need to work on the inside of that stupid thing again. So we got brought my paper. So we got to work on this again. Each time it gets better and better. Get the buggers out. Yeah, we're gonna sand all that anyway. Sand that right there. Okay, let's. Now this one here on this side is gonna get a little green pooty because it's pretty low. But the other ones will all get sanded out. Let's see if I can find my little foam block. I guess we could make another one. Here's one, but it's a little big. We can cut one down, I suppose. Okay, I got one. Seven o'clock. I have been on 1 hour and 9 minutes. We got the pilot in, the dashboard in. That was a sandpaper. Now there it is. If it loads up, we won't be sanding tonight. We sure can tell there's silver in there. It's turning black. Okay, let's see how that works. I gotta go. I gotta get a roll of paper towels. Give me a minute. Got to have paper towels so I can see what I'm doing. Where's my keys? It's only like 50 feet from here. It's like a motel here. Okay, we're back. Turn this light out so I don't get any kids. I got no candy for you. Lots of tricks for no candy. Okay. Bah humbug. Yeah, it's nice and flat. So the next coat of paint it's getting will be 70-30 thinner. It'll be so thin, just a skim coat. Try to bring up the shine a little bit. This is the same finishing technique I used on my Monado. You can find that link in the in my channel. Gotta stop there. We're starting to show through. Don't want to sand through. Gotta leave the paint on it this time. Got to leave the paint on it. But if you look at this flap, I don't know, I can't really show it. You see how nice and flat it is? Looks like I need a little sanding right there. And we'll get this sanded out over here. I won't do that tonight, but all this black that's coming off is silver. It's metal, aluminum. Because we got a pint in a quart of silver. And they really won't realize the metallic nature of it till it clears on it and it's sitting in the sun. Makes it look like gunmetal. And the funny thing is, if I got my compound and my buffer, that would buff to a mirror finish. It just wouldn't have any depth. That also shows you how much paint is not on there, because just in a few strokes we're back down to almost going through bare wood. So there is no paint on this thing to speak of. I've told you guys about chrome plating process, 50 millionths thick, and that's what we're trying to do here, is get the color on it. You see how right there, that's almost down to wood again. And I got to stop because we got to have color on it for the next, got to have paint on it for the next coat. But you don't want to build up when you paint a car, you can take a gallon or two and just slather it on because you don't care what it weighs. But when you're painting an airplane, it's got to be the finest of. It's like it's not a paint job that I do. It's a coating, just like chrome. Like I say, 50 millionths thick. But it does take a lot of work, a lot of sanding. But if you're willing to do it, it yields a very nice result and as light a finish as you can possibly get. It's hard to believe, but you get it. You get a 6-ounce finish on a big airplane. Now this one was a little bit heavier because there's so much area, but not by much. Probably 7-ounce finish on this one. And I weigh every coat. All that black on there is metal, silver. And I used approximately 2 ounces of dope, 4 ounces thin, so it'll get the same amount again. And that was 3/4 of an ounce for a coat of paint on there. So we're gonna do that again. And the clear, when I get to start doing the clear, we should be getting close to our target weight. And I'll keep adding clear until I hit 64 and then quit painting. About got that flat. It's closer. This sanding here is called color sanding, and it's the zen of sanding. It's very relaxing, actually. You're not if you're sanding for shape, you've made a big mistake. We're sanding for flatness now to make it like a mirror. I just love this part. I'm going to get off here another half an hour. I'll spend another hour after dinner doing the same thing. The whole airplane got to get done. And you come back next week for the painting on Saturday. You'll see a huge difference. It'll be shiny, 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 as long as we can get it on without it blushing. There's a little gnat flying around here. A gnat. Well, have you guys learned anything about finishing since you've been watching me? How to finish light? I sure hope it's sunk in. Yep, gonna have to quit learning enough paint to sand any more off of that. You can see I'm already going through the paint right in here. Gotta stop. You can't take the base off. You just gotta level out what you can. I will go back and yeah, I got about 2 or 3 ounces to spare on weight so far. Well, you guys want to see what it weighs right now? Let's do that, and then I'll sign out. I'm going to have a lighter tank in it, but as it sits right now, changed out that Lunken propeller to the 4-blade mock-up. I don't know how much more the carbon's going to weigh, but it can't be much more. I had that volley baseball bat on the front when I was weighing it, and it's a heavy propeller. It's 2 ounces. Where did it go? There it is. This one here is more in the realm of reality. Okay, let's set up the scale. Boy, it feels heavy. Maybe setting the scale up there. Yeah. Got this. Where'd my scale go? Okay, come out. Maybe we won't weigh it. I can't find the scale. Where the hell did it go? Throw these papers away. Look under here. It ain't there. There it is. Yeah, too many papers and shit on the table. Resin services, we want to save that so we can order some more prop resin and some tow. Come on. There we go. Now we leave it there, explode. $62.25, as is. But I'm going to lighten it up with an ounce glider fuel tank, 61.25. We'll be in there. It'll be fine. So I figure 62.25 as is. 8-ounce clunk tank. That weighs 2.25 ounces. And put the cast tank in it that weighs zip, the carbon tank. As soon as I get it fixed. Maybe remake the wheel doors a little lighter. I don't know. But we're going to add well, here, look at this. Look what's written right here. It says 10-10-21. So that was the 10th. That was 20 days ago. The airplane was 60 ounces with no paint. It's 62.25 ounces with the finish on it. So how much does my finish weigh? People don't believe the numbers. They're right there. I keep track of everything. I should write it down in a logbook. I don't, but I do. There's some things that I can lighten up, like cutting the weenie off the back. We'll cut 1/4 ounce off the weenie. That's hanging, that's way too long, hanging down. And just some different, different things to go about lightening it up. And I will make the cut if it kills me. We'll get this 64 ounces and go, yep, that's it. Quit painting. But it doesn't matter this year, so. But it would be nice to. These airplanes normally weigh 70 ounces and up. Every one of Bob McDonald's airplanes are 70 ounces and up. The ones that I built were 69, 70 ounces. So to get one this light is pretty amazing. And I what are you gonna do? I used the lightest stuff I had, and the least amount of the lightest stuff I had. There's just so much airplane here. The airplane is huge. The airplane is that big around, and there's a lot of paint on it. I mean, a lot of area to paint. There's not a lot of paint on it, but you guys get what I mean. It takes a lot to cover all this real estate. So the fuselage or the finish is that's gonna add an ounce. Then I had that big 2-ounce propeller on there. That adds an ounce. I'm gonna take half the weight off this. This is an ounce. We're gonna turn this down to half its size. So that'll take a 1/2 ounce off the nose. So I got I got 1.5 ounces to come off this airplane just on the nose right now. So 62 and a half, it's 61 ounces for all intents and purposes. So as long as I don't go too crazy with the super fill up here and get this done in a reasonable amount, it'll probably take a 1/4 ounce to get that done. And get this sanded down and get a super thin light coat on it. Final coat of the silver gray. And the trim won't weigh much because it's airbrushed on. And then 2 coats of clear, and that's all you get. And you know, these guys are, how much clear you got? I got a gallon of clear. Give me a break. Kenny Stevens got a gallon of clear on his airplane. You get 1 quart total. That's all you get. All right, guys, I'm going to end this stream and I'm going to eat dinner, and I'll sand, I don't know, another hour after dinner and go to bed. And we'll be on tomorrow night a little bit sanding to try to get, maybe I won't sand, maybe I'll do the canopy. We'll get the canopy molded starting because that'll take a couple of days. I got the hard part done now. That canopy tape out was ridiculous. I couldn't quite figure out how I was going to do it until we'll use the plotter. We'll do it that way. I could have taped them all out, but it would have been a pain. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night. Fair winds, tight lines. Keep building. Oh, and the PSA, let's go, Brandon. See ya.